Okay, 5 tips to become the best salesperson ever. Now, I've been in sales roughly for about 25 years, and many of these lessons took me many, many years to learn. In fact, when I was down in the dumps and I really needed to survive, and just the next sale could do it, or the next few sales could do it, those were the times when I learned the hardest lessons, which actually helped me the longest in the long run. And then, of course, being blessed with the right mentors who were entrepreneurial in nature or they were salespeople in their profession really, really helped me. So, what are the 5 things? This is going to be a mindset video. What are the 5 things that are going to help you become a deadly salesperson? Because being in sales is going to truly free you up from dependencies the maximum possible, and there's no other way that comes close rather than being a salesperson and entrepreneur when it comes to actually earning your financial freedom and actually getting free from all the BS in life that most of us are surrounded by. All right, so let's get started. The first secret that I have to share with you is is mastering time. Very, very important over here. Sales is a game of time because you really have to put in a whole lot of activity consistently in order for that machine to get moving and in order for you to keep making the money before the decay happens. What is decay? A lot of times you get 1 or 2 good deals and then you sit on your haunches and you just slack off, and as soon as you slack off you realize that getting the machine back into motion takes equally hard effort or probably even harder effort. All right, so once the machine is in motion, once you have the deals coming, the name of the game is all about time. It takes more than a regular workday to get the deals flowing, to get the deals closing. There is time involved in getting deals done. There is follow-ups involved. A lot of people can drop out, ask for refunds, things like that. All of that stuff is going to happen. And the way to get ahead of the game is to work longer hours. There is no question about it. Okay, work 2x of the day. If you have to do your homework in the night, that's what I used to do. I used to do all my market research, etc., in the night. And when the phones were hot, when the market was open, I'd be hitting the phones and getting the prospects in front of me and making those deals. All right. So the number one secret is to master time. Be a master of your time. Get yourself out of the way. Get laziness out of the way. Track your time. Till today, I track every half an hour, every hour of the day, and I started this even before I did my medical degree. When I was preparing to apply for medical college, I would track my time day upon day, weekend upon weekend, and there was a set number of hours that I knew that I put into my preparation that's going to get the results. So right from the age of roughly about 15, 16 years of age, I've been tracking my time, and whenever there's a big goal to be tackled, first thing is look at your time tracking and get those hours in. There is no question about it. There is nothing in the world where you get smarter than the rest of the world and you have some hack and you can get ahead by working less or anything like that. You have to work hard, especially if you want to get rich consistently, maintain that wealth, turn it into long-standing legacy. Okay, you have to work hard, master time, and do not waste time. All right, salespeople are constantly, all the top salespeople in the world, they just don't waste time. They don't waste time chatting. They don't waste time. They don't waste time feeling good, feeling bad, which is the next point I'm going to talk to you about. And they're constantly after the numbers. It's all a game of numbers, and it's all a game of time. Okay, so the less said, the better. All right, what's the next one? Master emotion. Very, very important. A lot of people who are first generation salespeople, like I am, we come from middle class family, educated background, and rejection is something that we are not built for. Okay, in my case, I was doing great in studies. I had a good degree and all of that. But as soon as I came into sale, I had to face lots and lots of rejection. And usually, if you're a first generation salesperson or a first generation entrepreneur, rejection is not something you're used to handling. So what happens over here is that you end up wanting to get approval rather than wanting to get money. Sales is a game of getting money, not approval, not friendship, not acceptance, nothing like that. Okay, but unfortunately, what happens is a first generation solopreneur, first generation salesperson, they get hit so hard by rejection that they actually, after a while, it becomes a game of comfort seeking, which is if a prospect is speaking to you nicely, you end up kind of weaning on that approval or that acceptance. And a lot of people, prospects who are very nice, even if the deal is not closing, salespeople will waste their time following up with them longer and longer. Why? Because they feel comfortable talking to that particular prospect. Okay, so master your emotions. You will get rejection. This is not a game of getting acceptance or approval or love or anything like that. This is a game of getting money. You have to be watching the money at all points in time, asking difficult questions, getting rejected, getting prospects angry with you if you follow up too much, and all of that. Don't worry about that. All right, but master your emotions and keep your eyes on the money, honey, at all times. Okay, that's secret number 2. What is secret number 3? Secret number 3 is follow up, multi-channel follow up. Okay, today we have a bunch of different automations, and you have WhatsApps and emails hitting the prospect's inbox at all times. That is all fine and dandy, but one of the biggest things is, especially if you're in the right ticket range, you got to pick up the phone and make a call. Okay, or have your assistant pick up the phone and make a call on your behalf, whatever it is. But personal touch is something that is becoming more and more of a rarity in today's automated digital kind of times, and this is a deadly hidden weapon that we are using in our business. I'm using in my business, which is pick up the phone and call the prospects, depending on whatever ticket size it is that can help you afford that particular activity, because it is expensive. You will be taking your time and actually spending time with people on the phone. So definitely there is a cost aspect to it. You may be having people on your team making those calls, so there's a cost aspect to it. So if you have a decently high ticket product, it doesn't hurt to actually pick up the phone and call and keep those connections hot, instead of just depending on that WhatsApp blast or that email blast to get you the intent. All right, very, very important. Multi-channel follow-up, which includes a heavy dosage of personalized follow-up. All right, which is the next one. Let's go to the next one, is to keep it moving. Okay, keep it moving. Sales, especially if it's not like some small digital sale up to 2 to 3,000, 5,000 rupees. These are single ticket digital sales where you can do a webinar, shoot out your payment gateway ID and probably get some payments. But if you're talking about deals which can run into maybe ₹1 lakh or multiple lakhs of rupees, that's a game of getting the deal to move from one stop to another to another. Now, earlier I was doing corporate consulting where if you had to get a deal done, obviously there were big deals, but in order to get a deal done, I had to work through multiple layers of people in an organization. There were people who were recommenders, there were people who were reviewers of the deal, there were people who were influencers, there were people who were decision takers, right? So a small level manager may be the user, but they don't have budgetary authority, but without their approval, the deal is not going to go to the vice president, and the vice president is going to make sure that all the juniors are in agreement with the deal. But that doesn't mean that the deal is going to get done. They need to see the budgetary considerations and urgency considerations and all of that. Okay, so there were multiple types of people that I had to wait to in order to get a deal done. Even today, if you're selling high ticket, anything upwards of 1 lakh rupees, there could be multiple stages of the deal. There could be a small deposit you would be asking. There could be a small proposal that you may be giving if you're in a services environment or something like that. Okay, the job of getting a big deal done is to keep moving it from one stage to the other to the other. Okay, in our case, we do ask for a deposit for an initial presentation, and then absolutely we ask for a deposit for a proposal, because our team is going to actually sit down and work on these proposals. And there is a second tier payment that we ask for, and a third tier payment. So in order to get multiple lakh rupees worth of deals done, there are multiple stages where the prospect gets more and more comfortable as you unveil the information to them, as you give your guarantees, your terms, etc., etc. And during this time, you may be asking the prospect to make further commitments, or even signing on the dotted line, or getting them to sign on a proposal or something like that. That's a big deal, because all of this stuff has to be in writing. And the more you make the prospect sign off on terms and guarantees and things like that, the more they know that they're working with a professional, and the easier it is for you to get them comfortable with the idea of doing the deal through these multiple phases. So very, very important to keep the deal moving through the different steps, especially if it's a high ticket deal. Okay. Then you have say no. Again, this has to do with mastering emotions. A lot of salespeople, they lose posture because they actually want to get the deal done. This is a big mistake. Okay. There are 2 or 3 emotional traps that you have. The number one thing is wanting to get the deal done. You're not in sales in order to make the sales. You're in sales because you love the game and you're happy about making prospects to commit on the goals that they want to do. Okay, so it's a very, very human experience, and definitely there are benefits to it, because you can make a lot of money in commissions and things like that. But if the commissions becomes your number one goal, or if closing the deal becomes your number one goal, then you're going to have emotional weakness in the sale. You will be operating from a weak ground. Okay, so the name of the game is not to get the deal. The name of the game is to be in the game for the love of the game, and definitely hold prospects accountable for their own desires and choices, and walking them through the whole decision taking process like an authority, because you are an authority. There's no question about it. The second thing is, don't let your guard down during a sales situation. There have been situations with me where there's somebody who comes from a similar social background, somebody I know from a previous life, and they've come in to review a deal that is being given by my agency. And just because I know them from somewhere, or just because we come from a similar social background, or we have a common reference, I've let my guard down, and that has let me spoil the sales. Okay, there is a way to do the sale. There are certain questions you're going to ask, difficult questions. There are certain things prospect has to commit to. There's a whole process called the Mad Money script. It has to be adhered to 100%. You let your guard down on any one of these things, you're going to lose the deal. You're going to kick yourself for being stupid. Okay, so keep your emotions intact, and do not be worrying about only trying to get the sale. In fact, a top tier salesperson assesses the prospect's seriousness, assesses the prospect's feasibility of being able to do the deal, and they are the ones who say no first. Okay, in another video I made on YouTube, I talked about holding the prospect accountable. If there are certain prospects who come to me and they have big goals, and I ask them how much time can you dedicate, and they are like 10 hours a week, I'm the first one to hold them accountable, saying, okay, I'm the wrong person. With this kind of work ethic, you're never going to be able to get it done. And nobody in the market, especially not me, regardless how much money I charge you, I can't make it happen if you're not serious about your goals. Okay, so I'm the first one to say no to prospects who are not fitting the bill. And funnily enough, prospects love it, because they know they're talking to a professional who doesn't only want the money, doesn't only want the deal to be done. They have standards, and they're going to hold me to those standards. And that's why I like working with them, because they are the professionals. That's what a prospect subconsciously thinks when you're the one who says no to the prospect. Okay, so those are the 5 things I feel mindset wise that are going to absolutely make you a total killer as a salesperson. The first one is mastering time. Okay, make sure that you're constantly being in front of more and more people without wasting too much time with any one person, any one deal. No one deal or one person is important enough. Trust me on that. Second, master your emotion. Don't be subservient to the prospect. Don't be begging for the deal. Don't be yearning for the deal. Don't be desperate for the deal, because that's going to put you on emotional weak ground. Third thing is follow up. If possible, pick up the phone and follow up. People love it, and people remember you for it. Next thing is keep it moving, especially if it's a big ticket deal with multiple stages. And the final one is say no. You should be the first one to say no, because you're the one who's doing all the assessing and filtering. And your eyes should be on all the different points of the Mad Money script. Is this covered? Yes, no. And that's how the deal progresses mechanically without any feelings. Although definitely you need to have that excitement level in the call. You need to have that energy in the call, because you are a people facing person. Sales is a game of leadership, and any person in a leadership role needs to be operating at high frequency, high energy at all times. There is no question about it. Okay, apart from that, it's a mechanical game, and you need to be making sure all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, without putting emotion into the game. Okay, hope this video was valuable. Please subscribe to this channel, and do let me know in the comments what other topics I can make for you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.